President Mahama, I would plead again with him that one of the factors that also make the NDC popular in the lead up to the 2024 elections was the fight against Galamsey, and also President Mahama's own quick response to signing our social contract we submitted to him, calling on him to pledge that within few months of getting into within 3 months of getting into power, he will put in place measures to address Galamsey. We applauded the swiftness with which he responded to our demand in signing that contract, and so because of that we expect more. Okay, it is better to do more and to be tagged or to be labeled as the one under whose administration we were able to address the menace of Ghana, because you are hunting for a legacy, and so it will be a great legacy for you if you are able to do more to bring this menace under control. And I really sincerely plead that you are a listening president. At least you are not fighting against the coalition fighting Galamsey. At least you are not tagging them as being in bed with the opposition. At least you are not sponsoring splinter groups among the coalition that is fighting Galamsey. At least you are listening. At least your minister is not snobbish. At least your minister, when he's summoned to meetings to talk about Galamsey, he shows up. At least your minister, when he sent a message that this and this is going on, he would respond. And so at least there is hope. But the facts still remain that we still face an existential threat and something more drastic. We are calling for a declaration of a state of emergency. And I'm saying that what will happen? Would NDC lose power if today a state of emergency is declared to fight Galamsey? What will happen? And so please, power bearers, duty bearers, we are pleading. Sometimes it is just important for you to listen to some of these calls and to be seen as being to demonstrate more in terms of your accountability credentials. You should be seen to be listening to some of these calls. I don't think that declaring a state of emergency, see, it shows the last time I gave that analogy here, that if the whole room is being flooded and you realize that there is a tap on that is flooding the place, you don't go mopping the water on the floor whilst the tap is still flowing. And so the sensible thing to do is to lock the tap before you begin to mop. And so the point is, let us lock the tap by first of all declaring a certain state of emergency. If for nothing at all, around the enclaves and areas where Galamsey is taking place. Then once locking the tap, then all the other interventions that we are putting in place as a mopping the floor then will become sensible. Otherwise, in our fight against Galamsey, we will continue to be fetching water with basket. The more you put in place measures to deal with it, once you have not declared a state of emergency for people to see the seriousness of the matter, they would also be doing, because some party people feel that it is also our time to also go into the pits and to go destroy the environment. I don't think that we will have to allow some of these things to go on. So President Mahama, please.
Okay, thank you.
There's a small point about that. You see, I think for over the last 2 weeks, I've been involved with dealing with the Ghana coalition against Galamsey, working with them together. We wrote to the president saying that yes, some work have been done, in the fight against Galamsey, but it appears that the more they are fashioning out initiatives, the more the thing is festering, and also that there are some party kingpins who are involved in the menace, and now they have started fighting the minister, and they have started fighting even the IGP. And so we wrote to, I played an extensive role, if you ask Ken Ashibe and Awula, they'll tell you, in drafting a letter, writing directly to President Mahama, that we want to meet with him ourselves and have a face-to-face conversation with him on this matter. He's responded. But he's responded directing that we meet with the minister, and then in the letter he's indicated that whatever the decisions would be should be forwarded to him for his attention and action. I have spoken to Ken Ashibe about this, and he's aware, and we are of course also informed the minister that we look forward to that meeting. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to bring together a composite position that we have, reasoned position that we all have, and then bring it to the attention of President Mahama, and then we'll begin to mount pressure, because now I understand that yes, they are doing what they can, but the problem still festers, and we are told that it's even getting worse. And I agree with my brother Senior Hosi, it appears that we'll have to, the society, all of us now, thankfully, those who yesterday said we shouldn't fight Galamsey are now saying we should fight Galamsey. And so all across the political divide, we all agreed that we should fight. And so I think we have enough pressure to bring to bear, especially on those party kingpins that are frustrating the efforts of government in addressing, Galamsey. We have enough pressure that we can bring to bear on them to ensure that we tame this particular problem. And yesterday, I was having a discussion privately with an MP. And those of you party bigwigs who are doing it, very soon, they will begin to be mentioning your names. And then we will demand that you are either sacked or some sanctions, punitive sanctions are applied to you. We cannot, you see, it would not make sense for anybody to say that Galamsey was bad yesterday and today is good. An existential threat that is killing all of us. It cannot be bad yesterday and be good today. And so we all have a responsibility to ensure that we keep the fight, we sustain the fight on the front burner of public discourse. And some of us, we vow to do that. It's just that we are busy elsewhere, but we are still working with all the coalition members. If you ask Ken Ashibe, I played a key role in the letter we wrote to the president, because having been briefed, I had a personal conversation with Erastus Asaridoko. The kinds of things that he told me, in spite of his admission that a lot have been done, but a lot is also going on, I suggested to them that no, then we have to meet with the president directly about it. President Mahama'S responded. I'm hoping that we're going to have a fruitful discussion. The Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey illegal mining, we're going to have a fruitful discussion with the minister, and the outcome will be forwarded to the president for his attention and quick action. And we, over the last couple of days, government, as part of the measures to address Galamsey, has said that all excavators that are brought into the country be registered before they exit the ports. Some excavators that have legally been brought to the ports have had to be kept at the port pending registration before the exit. But I know that it is also a requirement that to be able to bring excavators to Ghana, shipping lines would have to obtain the permit from the Minister of Transport. And I'm told that some excavators have been brought without compliance with this requirement. And so I'm sure government will soon take a decision about what should be done to those excavators that were brought to the country, to the shores of Ghana, without the prior permission from the Minister of Transport. But generally, these excavators that have been kept at the ports, pending registration, have caused some discomfort and uneasiness among shippers. And shippers have started complaining because of the delays. And I want to just use the opportunity to tell the shippers that, well, these delays, this particular delay is as a result of the government policy that is aimed at registering excavators as part of the measures to fight Galamsey. But we are in talk, the Ghana Shippers Authority, I am in talk with my senior brother, the Director General of Gyampo, about how we can ensure effective and quick evacuation of some of these excavators to other places pending their registration. And we are hoping that soon we'll be able to come out with better solutions to ease the congestion at the ports and to ensure that delays are reduced. From next week, I think I'll also be in talks again with the Director General of Gyampo to discuss with shipping lines about the need for them not to use the delays in charging unnecessary demurrages on shippers, because this is not,
that's a big issue.
Yeah, this is not their fault. It's as a result of government's policy, government policy, and so we will discuss with shipping lines and, if possible, plead with them that this shouldn't be used. The delay should not be used as a license to charge more demurrage on shippers, and that we are working around the clock to ensure that we decongest the ports. So shippers, we stand with you. We are working for you, and I'm sure that sooner we would be able to bring a finality to this problem of congestion at the ports. But so, dear shippers, we are working for your interest. We are concerned about the demurrage, and we are also, like I said, going to have a meeting, including the shipping lines, and we would hope to be able to make sense to them that, look, this particular delay is not your fault, and that it's as a result of government policy.
Okay.
And the policy is well intended, but you know, it may have its issues that it may have created, especially the congestion of the port. So we hope to be able to convince shipping lines that they should handle this particular matter with a certain clemency, so that we don't impose unnecessary demurrage on shippers who didn't cause, the problem.